Hello again and welcome, listeners, to Shallow Thoughts and Deep Shit. My name is Jefferson Lambert, and I'll be your host for this atrocity as I journey through the mind of a serial misanthrope. You can listen to this podcast for free at Spotify, Apple iTunes, iHeartMusic, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Radio Public, and Spotify for podcasters. If you like what you hear, please rate the show, subscribe, and follow. You can also follow the show on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can join for extra content, new episode notifications, and more. And don't forget, you can interact with each episode and post a comment or ask a question if you so desire. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started, shall we? Shitty artwork. About 12 years ago, my family was working at a farmer's market at the Poughkeepsie Plaza in front of the Marshall's store. I had been at work that day, and on my way home I decided to stop there and say hello because it was on the way. I picked up some pizza from my favorite Italian restaurant and pulled into the parking lot where there were rows of tents and displays set up for the market. Everyone was busy there selling fresh produce, arts and crafts, honey, jam, and flowers. Typical farmers market stuff. I had parked along the back of the market with a good view of the canopies and merchants and just wanted to have a bite to eat because I was starving. I took out a slice of my meat lover's pizza and settled in for a quick car munch before walking over to see my family, who was busy working. The pizza was delicious. Not that that has anything to do with this story. So I'm sitting there minding my own business, and I see a kid behind a white Ford F-150 pickup truck, and he's probably between 8 and 10 years old. I noticed on the tailgate of the pickup truck he was drawing a nice picture with some charcoal or something. How cute. This little guy was expressing his creative talent and had a pleasant drawing going on of a mountain, the sun, and was currently making a stick figure of someone. Probably his dad, because I'm sure he wanted dad to be proud of his creation. As I watched him, I stopped chewing my delicious meat-laden pizza and had to stop my jaw from hitting the floor. I watched as the little Picasso reached in the back of his pants and stuck his finger in there, pulled it out, and continued drawing. Am I seeing things? What is this that I'm witnessing? Sure enough, the poor fellow was dipping his finger into his butthole and using poop for his medium. I thought my eyes were deceiving me. Now, I don't mean to pick on anyone or make fun of people, especially someone's kid, but this was a little bizarre, and it wouldn't be fair to just keep this little memory stored in my brain somewhere. I need to get this shit out of me somehow. No pun intended. Sorry, kid, but the finger painting just needs to stop. As I sat there, I looked around to see if anyone else was witnessing this, and naturally, I was the only one paying attention. The little guy continued to finish up his stick figure and then ran out of quote-unquote paint and again dug his little finger into his poopy little palette and continued drawing another stick figure on the back of the truck. Now, looking back, as a responsible adult, I should have went over there and put a stop to it and explained his error in his ways. However, I've never been accused of being a responsible adult, and I just sat there dumbfounded in my car. I mean, it's not like he was playing with a sharp object or torturing a squirrel or kicking a baby down a flight of stairs, so I just sat there and watched. Fucking sue me. I'm not a babysitter. This scene played out for a few minutes, and I just couldn't believe the never-ending supply of quote-unquote paint supplies that he had. I wondered, is he digging in there into the old cavity, or is there just a fresh supply of poop right there in his pants? I guess I'll never know, but I'm over it by now. Don't care. To be honest, I'm no art critic, but his artwork was crude and pretty unflattering, but I gave him recognition for at least trying. At the distance I was, it didn't look too bad, and it looked like someone painted a picture with charcoal on the back of that Ford. I wondered if he did any clay sculpting at home with that same choice of medium. After a while, the kid was satisfied and finished with his picture and then disappeared around the truck somewhere, leaving his stinking mural for the world to see. Today, he's probably in his early 20s and forgot about his art exhibit. However, I'm left with the foul memory of old Stinkfinger and his art session on the back of that truck. It was almost cute, a little sad, but pretty disgusting.